I'm in my room, hitting pans, but I'm in my room for the last day, and it's a little bit depressing. Look at this. All my posters gone, all my pictures gone, just a pile of pans and clothes and whatever. I look a bit of a mess, but today I've had my final part of first year. Fingers crossed, exams all passed. So we're gonna head home and then let's get right into it. My name's Ethan and I've just finished the first year of medical school at the University of Manchester. The last 9 to 12 months of my life have been genuinely insane, but not perfect. And today I'd like to share my biggest tips I've learned along the way for you guys, so you guys can have the absolute best time during your first year of university. Okay, so the first tip I have that I would do differently if I did university again, first year again, for the first time, is make meaningful relationships. What do I mean by this? So in the first 3 or 4 weeks of uni, I was trying to make friends with as many people as possible. I was talking to everyone I met, everyone I could find. And while there was a time and place for that, and I did enjoy it, I think part of it was the culture shock for me because I come from a village of about 2,000 people, and coming to a big city like Manchester was a crazy culture shock. And it was exciting, scary, same thing really. But that led to me trying to meet as many people as possible. I met so many unique, diverse people, and that was an amazing experience. But what it did also leave is I'd had maybe 2 conversations with probably hundreds of people, but I didn't have any meaningful, long-lasting relationships or friendships at that point, which definitely did make various aspects of my life quite difficult. I felt the biggest impact of this around November, December time, when everyone had their established friend groups and I was sort of floating about, you know. So I feel as though had I taken the initiative and stayed closer with my friends sooner, I would have been in a much better place mentally. Bit more social outside of Fresher Week as well, maybe. I suppose when I realised this lesson for myself was sort of January this year, and then I surrounded myself with the loveliest people, and semester 2 has been a far more pleasant experience with me, and I attribute most of that because of the friends I've surrounded myself with in semester 2. And while looking back it would have been nice to have done that from the start, I definitely think there's a time and place for everything, and it's also should be taken with a pinch of salt, because I'm not saying that the first people you meet will be your friends for life. You do need to float around a bit to try and find your people. Uni's a new environment, so many different people. There will be someone there for you. For me, it took a semester. For some people, it takes a year. But put yourself out there. But most importantly, put yourself out there with meaningful friendships in mind. So my second point is that societies are your best friend. Societies aren't something I got completely involved with at the start of first year, which is another regret of mine. And they serve as an excellent way to make friends, probably the best way to make friends. Make sure you head down to your Freshers' Fair, showing you all the societies, because there's so many you didn't even know existed. One of my friends started playing what's called disc golf, throwing frisbees, and he absolutely loves it. You can find so many different people, you can find so many new hobbies, and I definitely recommend picking up a sport as well, even if you're not particularly athletic. Here at Manchester, let's not break anything. Here at Manchester, people often play hockey. It's for the first time, people just pick it up, and there's so many teams now, it's incredibly social. Every Wednesday night, you can always bet on people being at 256, the local bar. I definitely think societies and sports societies especially completely make the uni experience for the majority of students. So it's something I implore you to at least give a go. At least attend, 2 sessions, 2 weeks of sessions. And if it's not for you, it's not for you, but there will be something that is for you out there. Tip number 3 will probably hit quite close to home. Do not spend an ungodly amount of money in Freshers' Week. And also save up a bit of money for Freshers' Week, especially if you're thinking about partying every night. I wouldn't recommend partying every night personally. you do want your daytimes to meet people, to go to freshers fairs, things like that. And if you can manage that on a hangover every day, you're stronger than I am, honestly. But Freshers Week can be expensive. If you work, I'd recommend saving up money. And most of all, I'd recommend not blowing your student loan in Freshers Week. You do have an accommodation payment coming up most likely. I did, I knew that. And had I no money in the bank, I would have been homeless for year one, which is never a great way to spend the year. Number 4 is a little bit different. It's not uni specific whatsoever, but it's something I learned more and more throughout the course of the year, and that is that sleep is your superpower. My mood through pretty much all of first year completely reflected the amount of sleep I got, albeit a couple other things, but mainly if I didn't get much sleep, I was irritable. I got lots of sleep, I was enthusiastic, raring to go. And especially with the amount of work that some people have to do at uni, getting a good sleep schedule early on is so beneficial. Your 3 AM study sessions are not worth it, as I learned very late into the year. There's a great TED Talk called Sleep is Your Superpower. I would definitely recommend you guys watch that. It is very insightful as to the actual impact that sleep has on your body, because it's quite serious stuff. My last regret tip cuts a little bit deeper, and this is that you need to breathe. This is one chapter of your life. Contrary to popular belief, university does not define the rest of your life, and some people are deeply unhappy at university, and you're responsible for your unhappiness in many ways. So I have 2 friends who dropped out of university. They've never been happier because of that, and that's not me recommending you drop out of university. It's me recommending that you take the actions that will make you the happiest, because if it's not for you, it's not for you. Sorry, I'm dying. The freedom of university is incredibly exciting, and I've adored every minute, but it's hand in hand with excitement. It's also incredibly scary. And I also felt, now being this independent adult, I now had to achieve amazing things, and I had to, become the amazing Ethan Clifford overnight, which I guess things like social media contribute to, and that's something I'll cover later on in another video. But it's important to stay grounded, to recognise how well you're doing, and take one day at a time, because it's a huge leap into adulthood for the majority of people who have had very little experience like this before. So this video has covered 5 things that I wish I did slightly differently, maybe regrets I have from my first year at university. Hopefully you can take something away from it, and in future I'll bring more videos out, like things I'm glad I did at university, and maybe some things to bring along to university too. So if that sounds good to you, thanks for watching this video. Stick around for the next videos coming up. They'll be on your way soon.